There we go. Now we're in the mud.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Matthew McConaughey. Yep. He's an Oscar award-winning actor, tequila purveyor, and New York Times #1 bestseller. To prove the point, Pantalones is his premium organic tequila brand, and he has a brand new book out as well. It's called Poems and Prayers. Matthew McConaughey, welcome to the show.
Good to see you again, Sean. I did a show once before, and we saw each other again when we shot that Uber Eats ad. Or Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills scene. That was fun, and I thought the funniest skit in the whole ad.
Do you feel like those past experiences have prepared you for today? Like, what's going through your head as you prepare to take on the Hot Ones gauntlet?
That's a loaded question, isn't it? My appetite's not bad right now. It's already coming in my nose. I see what's happening. Let's see where we go. Coffee date. Sounds innocent enough, doesn't it? Yeah. Good coffee grounds in there. Mellow morning, a little earthy. Touch of spice in the middle of the tongue. About 5 seconds in, but nothing to run anybody off. Yeah. What do you think about it?
I think that was beautiful, eloquent, and I'm in the scene now. You know what I mean? I'll never taste this sauce the same way again. So your new book is a collection of some 40 years worth of poems and prayers that you've been writing since you were a young man. Have you always seen yourself as a poet, or did it naturally emerge from your near pathological journal keeping?
What's I do? Pretty pathological journal keeping, huh? No, I'd always written poems, well, since 18. But you know, when you're writing poetry and you're young, you're usually asking those big existential why questions about the world and shit, and then trying to make sense of your own life. So my first poem, while I was in Australia as an exchange student, which was a wacky year for me, where I was wobbly, lost, and looking. And started writing poetry then, and then continued to write poetry. Just rhythm, puts a little rhythm to life. You know what I mean? I mean, especially if it's a good word or it's an aspiration and it can rhyme and you can have a little dance jig to it, even better. It makes it even more digestible. So I've continued to write, and I just looked back and found these over 36 years, enough to fill a book, and I said, you know what, those may be worth sharing, so let's put them in a book called Poems and Prayers. Crema maca. I like this one. Question. You like a leg or wing better?
So I think as a young man, I liked a drumstick, you know, because there was something kind of cutesy about it. But as I've become older, more experienced, you know, I now appreciate the flat a little bit more.
Same way. This was cooler. The drumstick was cooler to have. You fought for it, but this little guy.
That's a sophisticated man, exactly.
Hey, man.
What is the fastest yes that you've ever said to an acting offer? Is there a pitch, or is there like a role that was the most immediate green light for you?
Yeah. Steven Soderbergh calls about Magic Mike. Steven Soderbergh never called me before. I was wishing he would have, and he did. Because I got this guy, man, kind of runs this strip club. No. When she plays his part, I go, dude, I haven't read a script, nothing, but this, yes. He goes, great. And I go, before we get off the line, I said, Steven, could you give me one line? Just before I get the script, because I'm not getting the script for another 2 weeks, give me something my imagination can just play with about this character. He goes, well, you know, Dallas, that's the character. He goes, Dallas is, he's pretty connected to the UFOs, man. And I just went, well, okay, the roof's off, man. Okay, let imagination run free right now. And that was a quick yes. And what a great line to live with for 2 weeks before I read the script and looked at it. I was like, yes, he is quite connected to the UFOs. Thank goodness. Pickle garlic sriracha. on a drumstick. All right. The pickle, that sriracha can be thick and salty.
But the pickle cuts it a little bit.
It does, right?
And I don't think as intense as with the spices number 2, you know? There's like a little bit of cat and mouse game being played over
At the end, and this is when this happens. This is when this happens. Right there at the end, I got a little bit more, it reminded me that it had the spice in it.
We're back in the koi pond.
Okay, in it, yeah, the pickle just cuts it just a hair. A little thank you to the vinegar.
So I know that acting's an immersive experience, but have you ever been so blown away by a co-star's performance that it turned you into a spectator? Like, for example, when Anthony Hopkins nails 7 pages of a courtroom monologue in Amistad and you're behind him, like, are you mentally still in character? Or are you like in awe of what you're witnessing?
I'm mentally still a character, but there's a compartment back here that's going, what? Well, look, and Hopkins, that's exactly the example I would have brought up to you. Because here's what Hopkins does. He's talking to you, oh yeah, I love my, I like drumsticks, or there, oh no, hot sauce, there's a Korean matcha, and there's action, and you go bam, and you're like, shit, you were just talking to me, like, you were talking about chicken and hot sauces, and he'll right up into the action of this, come up, you look in his eyes, and you're seeing somebody else. It's almost like they're seeing through you. And then you're watching this experience and you're seeing this emanation of a character coming at you. And it does catch you. I remember it catching me a little off guard, which hopefully that worked for the scene through my character's eyes. But yeah, you get someone who nails something like that and goes on, you do get on the ride, and it's easy to become a bit of a spectator and understand that what you're watching is a form of greatness. Passiflora, okay. No heat up front. No heat up front. You actually think maybe that should have been in the one hole.
Right.
Give it a second.
Exactly.
Here
you
it
know,
comes.
you've been through it. You know.
Oh, that's a different kind of heat though, man. That flanked the edges. It went around the side and went straight to the tonsils.
We're coming at you from all angles here on this show. Exactly.
It's a horseshoe. Slipped in the backboard, picked my pocket.
Oh no, there's a leak.
Okay. Chile, lengua de fuego. All right, I see you, and you see me, and you know you're still hanging around, and you're sitting over there giggling, going,
taunting
I don't
you.
really introduce myself until 20 seconds in.
So director Breck Eisner once said that you'll do any stunt that the insurance company will allow. What stands out as the most bizarre or memorable injury you've ever suffered while making a movie?
Memorable injury, and I've had a few. It's bizarre, but it's also, I look back, it was like so silly. Rain of Fire. The scene is walk across this burned out field, and then there's an open shed that drops down into the bottom of the ground. We walk and drop down to a tunnel. You could see, the lights were on. You could see the bottom of the tunnel. It was about a 6-foot drop. Right, so you see it, go down, you know when to bend your knees and take in the impact. Now we get in the take, and I go out there, and as I arrive and get to it, the lights were turned out because it was low lighting for the scene, and I couldn't see the floor. But the scene's gone well at that point. I'm like, well, I remember where the floor is, just 6 feet. And I jumped in, and because I didn't see the bottom, I didn't know when to bend my knees and take the impact, and I hyperextended my left leg and crumbled. And right when I did, I was like, that was such a dumbass move. I should have said cut. I don't see it.
But you were feeling it.
I was in it.
You were in rhythm. You were in flow
6
state.
feet down, I can do this. And I remember, pop. And that was a silly injury. Neil's got a yellow sort of saber tiger on the cover.
And then this one's like the chimichurri's up front, you know? But
Easy.
you know. 'Cause you're
Herby.
seasoned, yeah.
Herbie.
Very.
No problem.
Walking through the garden, you know?
Yeah, picking flowers.
It's good because it's gonna get weird here, you know?
And this is a diving board into the weirdness?
This is a diving board into the
This is
weirdness.
a launch pad.
Yeah, exactly.
Into
It's
the
a
second
launch
half.
line.
So we've
It's a
come
launch
into
line.
halftime. Launch pad line. We've come into halftime. I mean,
You're feeling
with
good.
Clean Speedo on. We're good. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well-
the water's been kind and we've been kind to it. Swim.
That's exactly right.
Next, we're gonna be skinny dip. It's no problem.
Let's
Nothing
swim right
can
through
burn
it.
you here so far.
So far,
But
you're
wait
good.
a minute. Coming up on the deep end of the pool?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sharks are swimming.
Oh,
the
blood's
sharks
in
are
the water.
circling. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, call 911. Sharks in the water, and I'm watering my yard in a 100-year drought.
So I had the great pleasure of sharing a scene with you for the Super Bowl commercial that
Yeah.
you did last year. And one of my lasting memories of it was your enthusiasm for workshopping lines and reshaping the script on the spot. Do you believe in the treat everything like it's Shakespeare approach to acting, where even if you're doing a commercial, you're still gonna find motivation the same way that you would for any other role?
We can't do anything wrong, especially when you just roll the tape, especially in like ads like that, where we're looking for what? 10 seconds? What's the best little bit? You know, exchange that has the right kind of pace that gets the information up. Bill, say, what about you? Bill, hey, I don't know about that. And we just try it. We start going back and forth. You mix it up. You say one thing, I say another. I say what you said this time. You say what I said. You just get it going. And you find a little cadence, a little rhythm.
And I
Bam.
like those snaps because when you crack the code on it, that's what you would do. You'd go, that's the one. That's
you
the
can
one.
feel it. That's what's great. It's very much like music. When you hit it, you're like, that's it. You look over, you look at the director, and like, yep, I saw what you felt. Is what's great. You know, when you're doing it well, and you do hit the mark, and when what you felt, the person objectively who's watching through the camera's going like,
That's
exactly,
the one.
That's the one. Sounds so innocent. I'm a real tropical yellow. We think of bananas and sunshine and lemons, things that aren't, comforting, you know? Okay. Tropical Amarillo. Coming out with a blade on the end of its spear. Mm-hmm. It's not going in you, drawing blood, but it's definitely cut the epidermis.
Yeah, it's foreshadowing,
Yeah.
I think.
No, but it's got a little identity. It's coming in. Treble heat, though. Treble heat, front of tongue. Right?
Yeah,
Top shelf.
top shelf.
Staccato,
Yeah, 'cause-
not legato.
Yeah,
Staccato.
Even it's just kind of my top
Hey.
lip that's numbing up a little bit.
You don't want
right
to start
now.
licking
Yeah.
your lip too much because
No.
it's gonna. You can tell it's gonna hang around. You also, I can tell, you don't want to get this one on your fingers, then go take a piss.
Listen, I've learned that lesson the hard
Let me ask you
way.
this: when that first happened, did you get scared wondering why it was burning, or did you
No.
quickly realize, oh, it's from the hot side?
Thankfully, I did the math very fast.
Okay.
You know, I did connect the dots pretty quickly.
I didn't. First time that happened to me, I looked at me and was like, oh shit.
The mind wanders.
Is there
yeah.
something coming? Oh no. Oh, there's a jalapeno.
Yeah. And then it doesn't hurt so much.
Right.
You know, there's a certain
Oh,
comfort.
I was happy it was a
Yeah.
jalapeno. Coming out of Polynesia here. POG2. Like Hawaii, it starts off a little sweet. Mm-hmm.
But they Trojan horse that spice in there, you know?
Still hula, hula, hula.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, okay.
The mask.
There we go. Now we're in the mud. What do they do? What's the All Blacks do? New
Yeah,
Zealand?
the haka thing. Yeah, about to haka up in here.
Baby. Yeah, you sneaky son of a gun. There you go.
What's your philosophy on stacking a burger? You know, I know that you're
Okay.
passionate about the topic. You once said that the man who invented the hamburger is smart.
Smart.
But the man who invented the cheeseburger is a genius.
I stand by that. I stand by that. It's true, isn't it? I mean, the one who made the hamburger, he was a smart dude. It's a good combination. The one who put cheese on that son and melted it? Yeah, spilled statues of that man. So, order is important. I do like to melt my cheese into the top bun. Also this, I think we've got to stop with these extra pretzel yojo bagel, soft white Wonder Bread white soft buns. And also don't make them too big. Make them small and have two if you want to, but not the big and soft white. And then I think key and prime is I like the ketchup to be the first thing to hit my palate. So I may put a little ketchup on the burger for moisture, but I'm going to religiously dip it to then bring it to my mouth for the sweetness of that ketchup. First thing to hit my palate, come in, and I always like cut it in half. Oh, because it's just got that wedge where you can get just over the side. But yeah, cheeseburgers. I do like those. Oh, last meal, in jail, bye-bye, you're going tomorrow?
Yeah?
Definitely cheeseburger, yeah. Be honest, geez, they're talking shit right out of the gate, aren't they?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, they, how could you ever? How could you? I mean, they can't be doing good business because how many years is it gonna take to finish that?
Yeah, but you know what? For better or worse, and unfortunately, we have to look at ourselves in the mirror on this show. Like, I do think that we have something to do with this brand and its everlasting
Come on, man.
place on the hot sauce shelf. I know.
What is the taste there besides an absolute bomb that goes off?
Yeah, and I think that's what it is, and they describe it. You know, a lot of these other sauces, pickled garlic sriracha, they kind of let you know. This one's telling you it's a bomb.
That is a bomb. My bass is off on the side.
Yeah, we're on it. Nice catch, Dom.
Ah, it's nice.
So, Poems and Prayers, you know, it grapples with a lot of heavy topics, you know, from love to God to family to purpose. But then there's also just a lot of cool little ditties in there, a lot of fun observations about life. So if you'll humor me, I had some follow-up questions about some of the lighter fare in the book, and maybe you can help.
Like Deuces?
Yeah, like Deuces, which I love, by the way, right? That's my favorite poem in the whole book.
Awesome.
It's this ode to the porta potty.
To a
Do you
clean
remember
lid.
what you ate to put your prostate in a pinch? And then what were you doing 40 miles south of Petite at 6 o'clock in the morning?
Running from the law. I was road tripping, pulling my Airstream. I lived in an Airstream for 4 years. And a lot of times I drive through the night because there wasn't as much traffic. Don't remember what I had. It was just last night catching up and ready for me to dismiss. And I pull over the spot and I'm going in thinking, oh man, it's too early. It's gonna be trash from yesterday. The doggone janitor walked out as I walked in. I was like,
Great sign.
yes. And I'm the first one in.
That's poetry.
That's poetry, man. Trust me, it was, as you know. The smile, everyone knows the smile on your face when you exit that place to get back on the road. You're like, is there anything better than what just happened? Thank you.
How do you see Candy Crush as a tool for learning financial responsibility?
I think Candy Crush is a great game. As you see, I write a whole poem about it. Early on, when you're first playing, you remember you could get like bing, ding, 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 60 coins in the whatever the jar. You get those out whatever you want, and they call you know maybe I think they were even for free early. Yeah, you won them, you earned them. Then all of a sudden, it cuts down to you can only get 30, and they're gonna charge you to get in there. Oh, I gotta pay now for what I used to get for free, and you only give me half as much. Okay. At the beginning, remember, it would give you suggestions for the next move. And they were the best suggestions. It was always right. You doggone, I should have listened to you. That was the best one. And every time I did listen to you, doggone it was the move, and I got moved on to the next level and didn't have to spend or buy anything. Get up around 500 or so, it starts suggesting lies. It starts suggesting, like, that's the wrong, that's not only not the best move, that's the worst move I could make. So you trusted it in the beginning. It's giving you great advice. Now you got to measure it because you got successful. All of a sudden you got to be like, okay, I got to watch you. You're trying to get mine. Go ahead, learn my life. You give them one, maybe they'll give you one back. But now you're in exchange rate. And it starts getting a little off balance. They want maybe 2 to your 1 or 3 to your 1. And it starts lighting up and more friends asking. Anyway, there's a lot about life and finances in there. Now we're funkin' hot.
Not a walk in the park.
No.
You know, nothing fun about it. But after...
It's another one of those, you don't want to lick the corners.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not, not the bomb, but that, it's over there running a 110 meter. It's a medalist in the 110 meters.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah. One thing I appreciate about you is your ability to apply meaning to almost anything, including a wet dream. You know, you talk about floating down the Amazon River, you're wrapped in pythons, you're being circled by crocodiles and freshwater sharks, and then that inspires this 20-day pilgrimage to Peru. Now, I once had a wet dream, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm being chased by knights and archers through a castle, right? And I'm running and I'm escaping through corridors and I'm dodging arrows and then I get cornered. And in that moment, I pee my pants out of fear, but it turns out it was not really pee. What would you do with a sign like that? Like, do I need to get an atlas and go somewhere?
I think you might need to get a membership at Medieval Times. Sounds like you sleep pretty well over there. Congratulations, man. It's odd that it happened once. What'll be weirder is if it
is recurring.
If you have it again. Then Sir Lancelot or God or somebody's trying to tell you something.
Well, you know what? It's important that I listen. All right, Matthew McConaughey.
What do we got here? Like that ketchup we were talking about.
Exactly.
But this ain't ketchup.
And with that, the wings of death are behind us. And you know, as we've established today, you're like this modern day philosopher, you know, who can spin purpose out of life's highs and out of life's lows. For anyone going through hard times, as we are now, having choked down these 10 scorching hot chicken wings, why do you think it's important to project forward, no matter what you're going through, no matter how bad things are, that it'll all be a great story someday?
All I know is if you don't think you got the ability to live your life, that's one sure way to stay stuck where you are. And if you go, no, I do, even if you gotta be bullshitting yourself a little bit, faking it till you make it, it's a way to get started. And what's the alternative? The alternative just sucks. It's a zero-sum game. It's where just keep living from. What else are we gonna do, man? What else are we gonna do?
Pure poetry, and look at you, Matthew McConaughey, taking on the wings of death, living to tell the tale, and now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you. This camera, this camera, this camera, let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Got a movie coming out, Lost Bus. It's a good one, real good one, honestly. And also just put a book out, Poems and Prayers. Talked about some of it here with Sean. Got 3 healthy kids so far. Got teenagers in the house. You know how it is. Good part about that is you don't have to edit your good stories anymore. And I got a wife that looks forward to me coming home, which makes me real happy. Salute to y'all. All right. Awesome. Da bomb, bro. That's the one.
That is the one.
Yeah.
You did amazing. This is gonna be so good.
I'll get it. That's fun, man. That's fun.
You're the best, man. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah, you sneaky son of a gun.
Hot Ones fans, what happens when you combine the 4 hottest peppers on planet Earth? You get the hottest dab ever. Introducing the Last Dab Thermageddon. Grown by the one and only Smokin' Ed Curry, it unites some of the hottest peppers on the planet. Pepper X, the Apollo, Carolina Reaper, and Scorpion Pepper. Are you built for it? Pick up your bottle at hotones.com, hotones.com, that's hotones.com to get your hands on the Last Dab Thermageddon. And don't say I didn't warn you.